Hey, this is Sam here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets, and also the author of the best-selling Complete Air Fryer Cookbook. Today I'm going to be showing you how to cook your Christmas roast chicken dinner in the air fryer. And what's most interesting about this is that in this cookbook we have a recipe for a whole chicken dinner. We were the first to show you how to put everything together in the air fryer, and the idea came about because somebody on the radio said you couldn't do it, so we thought, yeah, we can. So we actually cooked a whole Christmas dinner in the air fryer, and it's this beauty here. And then this is it, all ready to go, and it's just a brilliant all-rounder for the air fryer. And somebody said to me recently, which I thought was quite interesting, was could you do it for Christmas? And I said, absolutely. You know, that's why I'm dressed up ready for Christmas, thinking about a whole chicken in the air fryer. But the other question I got is, this cookbook has been out just over a year now. Would I do it differently now that I've got a jewel and a flex straw, than how I originally did it in the air fryer basket? And you know, it's interesting because you kind of think to yourself, well, how would I do it differently? So I decided to put it together for you using the flex straw to show you how I would use the space better in that. And if you find it too overwhelming cooking a full Christmas dinner from scratch, we also have a video showing the flex straw but using prepared Christmas food from M&S. So it depends on how you want to cook your Christmas dinner. So shall we run through everything included and get started? So first of all, of course, you need our cookbook. If you've not grabbed a copy yet, this is air fryer cookbook number 1. It's called the Complete Air Fryer Cookbook. Simply search Amazon for air fryer Sam and Dom and you can find this and our other books. And then let's talk first about doing it differently, because obviously we've got the whole chicken dinner in there, but what could you do differently? Well, for starters, you could change your meat. We've also done a Christmas dinner from M&S using one of these. And this is one of their boneless turkey breasts. Slice it thin and you could easily feed 4 people on it. And if you look at it, it's a 500 gram portion, so it's a good size. So it's perfect if you don't want to do the whole chicken. So of course you could swap the meat if you wanted to. You could do a beef top side instead of our whole chicken. You could do a gammon, ham, whichever one you wanted. You could even do some duck. But how would I change it compared to the original recipe? Well, in the original recipe, we get the honey, carrots and parsnips on first. I would still do that, and I would still cook the chicken together with it. But because the flex straw is much wider, I could fit something else in there now as well. So that's the kind of way that you can mix it up. And with a flex straw or a jewel, you can have them on different time and temps in each drawer, so that you can speed yourself up and things are ready together. I would cook the whole chicken first, and then it can be resting whilst you're waiting for the rest of the food to be ready, and then you can be carving it, getting it ready for serving. But the majority of it I would probably do the same. There's just going to be a few differences here. So if you're watching along and you're thinking about Christmas dinner in the air fryer, I'm just going to show you some subtle differences of how it goes from an air fryer basket to a jewel or a flex straw. So ingredients that I've got here. I've already prepared the stuffing bowls and the pigs in blankets, which is how it is in the cookbook because they are in a separate recipe page on the cookbook. I've got some sprouts. I've got some scrubbed and peeled and chopped potatoes. I've got a whole chicken. I've got some goose fat. In the cookbook I think it's duck fat, but they're very similar. I've got the prepared carrots and parsnips, and then I've got a few extra ingredients that I use, like olive oil, some seasoning, balsamic vinegar and some honey, and that's about it all really. So it's great that it can come together. And if you want it with some pre-made Yorkshire puddings, Add them at the end, 2 minutes at 160 for small ones or 180 for large ones, and then you can reheat them. Or you can refer to our cookbook because we have homemade Yorkies in there. So let's get started. Like I mentioned, we're going to start first with the whole chicken and the carrots and parsnips. So I'm just going to make some room. And because you have things cooking for a bit, you can use that time for your prep and your washing up. So you're staying organised and you're not kind of getting stressed under the, I need to produce so many sides for Christmas dinner. So I'm just going to put a few more bits to one side. And then also focus on a balance of time, because of course your root vegetables, carrots, parsnips, potatoes are going to take much longer compared to how long it takes to cook some sprouts in there. So just bear that in mind when you're doing it. Then we can get the chicken right to the left of the drawers, and then you can build it up so that it's like you're doing a big tray bake but in an air fryer. And I have to show this off because I'm just so into the air fryer. I don't use an oven anymore, and I just wanted to say, packaging from M&S on the whole chicken says 1 hour and 27 minutes in the oven. You know, you can very easily get that under an hour in the air fryer. I mean, isn't that brilliant? So I'm just going to use a plate because it's easy for prepping the chicken on. So grab yourself a big dinner plate. Add the chicken. But you want the chicken breast side down. Wipe on the hands, and then you want to oil and season your chicken however you want it for Christmas. So I'm going with a good spraying of some olive oil, and then once you've done that, you can then season your chicken. So salt, lots of salt and pepper. And then once you've added your salt and pepper, you can use a dried seasoning as well. I've got some dried thyme, which is perfect. And sprinkle it from above so that you get a really good coating on your chicken. So you're just looking for any visible sections now, because you're going to turn it over to do the other side. And then once you've done that, it's time to get your chicken in the air fryer. So pop open your drawer, and then what you do is you purposely position it as far as it'll go, that way. Make sure you flatten it a bit because you don't want it coming too high up that it ends up burning on top. So that's a good positioning of the chicken there. Let's just pop it in a bit further because you want to make use of this room at this side so that you can be cooking your sides at the same time. So once you've wiped your hands for your raw chicken, let's add in some other ingredients. So we're going to focus on the carrots and parsnips because they're already peeled and chopped, so it's a good timing to do these. So I'm just going to move it over a bit so you can get a better look. So parsnips and carrots in the bowl, and it's the same thing really as when you did your chicken. So lots of salt, lots of pepper, and then choosing your favourite dried seasoning. So a dried thyme is just perfect at Christmas. I would normally use sage, but Dom's allergic to sage, so I tend to stick to thyme. You can also use rosemary if you prefer, mixed herbs or whatever else you fancy. So I've added a bit of parsley in there as well. And then some extra virgin olive oil. Crisps food perfectly in the air fryer, and you would be amazed by the results. I've tried other oils in there, and apart from the really fatty ones that we don't admit to eating, the olive oil works the best. And by fat ones, I mean beef dripping's amazing in there, so is goose and duck fat, but most people say, oh, don't use those in the air fryer, it's bad for you, but they're nice as a treat every now and again. So a drizzle of olive oil, and then roll up your sleeves, get your hands in and give it a good mix. So add them all to the other side, and then we'll also have some room for some potatoes here as well. But the thing I'm doing differently with the potatoes is I'm adding some goose fat instead of just olive oil. So I'm just going to give my hands a quick wipe. So this is the big difference here between doing it in this and doing it in an air fryer basket. I wouldn't have been able to fit the chicken, the parsnips, the carrots and the potatoes in the air fryer at the same time. So this is how I would do it differently. So potato bowl in. Like I said, I'm using the same bowl. It's not going to cause much issue. They've got pretty much the same seasonings on them anyway. And then with these ones, I'm just going with parsley, because parsley is lovely on some potatoes. And I love M&S parsley because it's so green and beautiful. Perfect for the season. And then I've got here some goose fat. I find it easier just to use a big spoon to get the goose fat in rather than trying to mess about with a tablespoon, because you're just putting less in. So pour in your goose fat. Goose fat kind of feels a bit watered down, so it's harder for it to stick to the potatoes, but once they cook in the air fryer, they are absolutely amazing. So goose fat in, back to mixing with your hands again. And oh wow, look at those, they look fantastic. Now in with the parsnips and the carrots, and then look, you've got everything going on in here. It's like doing a chicken tray bake in a way. So now quick wipe the hands and we can get it on. And then I'm going to focus on the cooking time of the chicken, because the potatoes, the carrots and the parsnips are quite happy among it, but you don't want to get the chicken cooking times wrong, because then that's going to interrupt your whole flow of your recipe. Right, turn on your air fryer, and because we want to get the chicken spot on and we want to get everything else spot on, I'm going to go with match. Some of you might disagree and say use Megazone and then it covers it all, but I find that if you cook both sides of it, you get a better result on the chicken. And then we're looking for temperature of 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, a cook time of 25 minutes, match so it does zone 1 and 2, and then press start. Now that the air fryer is on, let me talk to you about the Christmas air fryer plan. It's a free ebook that we've created for you, and it shares with you 25 popular Christmas recipes for the air fryer, as well as grocery lists, how to have a stress-free Christmas, and 25 of the best ever air fryer Christmas recipes. If you head over to recipethis.com and search Christmas, you can get the full details. And now let's get back to that air fryer. And we have finished the initial cook time of the chicken. So should we check on it and flip it over? Oh wow, look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? Right, so what do you do now, you may wonder? Well, you can do a little check on your parsnips, your carrots and your potatoes if you want to. You can see if any of them is getting fork tender. Like for example, that carrot's not too far off now. You can see that you're getting some colour on your roasties as well. I mean, look at that roasty already, doesn't it look fantastic? Our chicken has done its initial side, breast side down. It's very important with chicken in the air fryer, you cook it breast side down and then flip it over. You don't put any butter under the skin and you don't need to preheat the air fryer. Make sure you follow those rules, because otherwise your chicken won't be as nice. And then, once it's finished its initial cook time, we flip it over and we give it about 25 minutes on the other side. So, stick a fork inside your chicken. Look at that beauty. And then flip it over. It's going to be hot, but you want to get it as close as you can into that area that you had it in before. It's just the other way up now. So use your fork, because you don't want to burn yourself, and then kind of get it in position. When you do them in the Ninjas, you'll notice you get this circular. It looks like it's been stamped. It's actually the bottom of the crisp plate, leaving a little pattern on it, but it doesn't do it any damage at all. So now you want to season the other side of your chicken. So grab your salt. Grab your pepper. And then whatever dried seasoning you want. It can be some thyme, parsley, whatever you used before, or you can mix it up a bit. So sprinkle a little bit from the top until you've got it all over your chicken. So now you'll notice that I haven't added more olive oil, and that's because you've got the natural fat of the chicken now that's creating a surface for the seasoning to stick to, so you don't need any more oil when you flip it over. Pop it back on. It'll be quite heavy now with the chicken and everything going on. And again, we're going to go with the match. Air fry. 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit. And then this time, we're going to go with a cook time of 15 minutes. And that is because then we can check on the veg. The chicken won't be cooked at this point, but we just want to keep an eye on the veg because you don't want to overcook those parsnips. And then let's start. So the air fryer has now done a total of 40 minutes and it's on cool down from its next session. So that means the potatoes, carrots and parsnips are about there. The chicken's only done 40 minutes and it takes about 50 minutes. That means we've got 10 minutes of extra space in the air fryer to fill with something else when we get the other stuff out. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm just going to turn off the air fryer because otherwise it'll just be for a cool down. Oh, but look at that chicken. Doesn't it look fantastic? You know, it looks lovely already. I just love chicken in the air fryer. It has to be one of the best things. And for something to put your other stuff in, these foil containers are absolutely brilliant. They're 7-inch square. I pick them up from Amazon. I get them in a really big stack of them like this, and I use them for so many different things in the air fryer. I found that they're the best thing really for these flex drawers or the adjustable drawers where the in-between shelf comes out. They're just the best one. Right, so let's grab some of these potatoes, carrots and parsnips and put them to one side. And these look brilliant. Like I said, it's the extra space you get by having one of these over just having an air fryer basket. Even for 2 people, I would highly recommend one of these because 2 people household would still cook a whole chicken and then want to cook some sides at the same time. Feels like there's less and less interest now in the basket style air fryers, and you can see why, but I think space is an issue for people with these a bit still. So grab out the rest of your potatoes and carrots and parsnips. Try not to burn yourself because the air fryer will be rather hot now. So there you go, that's all the carrots, parsnips and potatoes out. And now, like I said, we've got that space now going on. So what I'm going to do with that space is I'm going to start the Brussels sprouts off. So for the Brussels sprouts, let me just put that to one side. And then once you've got your favourite bowl, grab your sprouts. I've just got a bag of them here. In go the sprouts. If you want to prep them some more, go for it. I'm just showing you a quick video here of how it's done. And then you want salt, pepper, whatever favourite seasoning. I'm using dried thyme so it fits in with what else I'm cooking. Some balsamic vinegar. It's so much nicer. A little bit of olive oil. And then I don't know if you're like that, but I always seem to have more than one honey on the go. So let's see if I can get any out of this one. And then a little bit more out my other one. And then of course give them a good mix. And then back to the differences between the two types of air fryers. In our original recipe, in the complete air fry cookbook, we chopped them in half, and that was because they cook quicker and we didn't have much space in the basket. So now, because I'm doing them like this in the air fry flex, I can keep them whole, which is brilliant. So then once you've done that, load them into a foil tray like that, and then pop them in there next to the chicken. Chickens generally take about 50 minutes in the air fryer. It's done 40, so we're going to do another 10 minutes at 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, and that can get the Brussels sprouts going. The chicken should be done by that point, and then we can focus on the stuffing balls and the pigs in blankets. So, air fry back on, match, air fry, 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, 10 minutes, and then press start. So, we've done the cook time of the 50 minutes now on our chicken, so shall we check on it? Wow, look at that. Perfectly cooked whole chicken. I just love it. And we've also got a helping hand, because not only do we have the complete air fry cookbook, but we also have its best friend, which is the complete air fryer cooking guide. And what this has over 275 time and temps for using everyday food in the air fryer, so you know how long to cook for. But what we have that we don't have in the main book is different sized chickens in here, so you've got a quick reference, and that's what we actually use and rely on. It's our own personal cooking times for cooking this chicken is also in here. So if you are into chicken, you'll love that. So back to the air fryer. So that's the beep. So the chicken's done its cook time, the sprouts need longer, and we still haven't got the stuffing balls and the pigs in blankets in. So now we need to focus on them. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get the whole chicken out. So like before, get a good pull on the fork into the carcass, and then yeah, there you go. Look at that. I've done many a chickens in the air fryer now. I've been doing it for a number of years, and it's great. Oh, and I've just noticed that the chicken was sat on some of the carrot bits. So I'm just going to get these out now. And oh, one more, and stray a little bit. And then now we can get the stuffing balls and the pigs in blankets going. And this will then complete our chicken dinner in the air fryer. So pigs in blankets in. I mean, who doesn't love little sausages wrapped in bacon? And then we have our stuffing balls as well. And then we can get it back on. Oh, and I should mention what the sprouts are doing right now. So the sprouts, so that's one of the sprouts, and I can get the fork on it, but it's not as tender as I would like. So we're going to put everything back on. And then again, match, 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, a cook time of 8 minutes. Slightly less than what I'd normally do for pigs in blankets and stuffing balls, but I want to check on those sprouts. And it's back on its cool down again. So shall we see how the stuffing balls and pigs in blankets are doing versus the sprouts that have been in the air fryer for longer. And then, oh, take a look at those beauties. Oh, these are lovely because they've got the honey glaze on them as well. And they're really, really sticky. I just love the texture on them, they're just fantastic. So it's at the verge of overcooking the sprouts. So I'm going to grab the sprouts out now, and then you've just got the final cooking going on. And I'm just going to leave those at that side of the air fryer, like you can see there. And then, remember, we're only cooking it one side now. So we can just go zone 1, air fry, 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, and then I'm going to add another 4 minutes and then press start. So we're on our final cool down. So isn't this exciting? Bringing it all together in the air fryer. I bet you never thought about cooking your Sunday dinner in the air fryer. And obviously this is the flex drawer version, but of course you can refer to our cookbook, which has all these recipes and more. And you know, it's what version you prefer. Like, you might want a different meat, you might want different sides. It's just totally up to you. So let's check on it, shall we? So we have the stuffing balls and the pigs in blankets all ready. I'm just going to use this spoon, it's really easy, and then I can show you them. Oh, and look at that for a stuffing ball. Doesn't that look fantastic? So I'm just going to use this same foil tray. You can go fancy if you want with some nice side dishes. No one will ever know you did it all in the air fryer. And then something else that you could do is, if you wanted, whilst your pigs in blankets and stuffing balls are on those final 4 minutes, in the microwave you can warm up some turkey gravy. You can do it for about the same time in the air fryer, but it's finding a container that you can fit, that you're not going to burn yourself. Sometimes it's just easier to use the microwave. So, air fryer out of the way, and let's talk all this different food we've made. So, in here we have the Brussels sprouts, the pigs in blankets and the stuffing balls. This is the whole chicken, which is now resting. And these are your carrots, potatoes and parsnips. I mean, isn't that fantastic? And then if you wanted to, if you consult our air fry time and temp guide, it's about 17 to 18 minutes on 180 to warm up a cauliflower cheese that you bought from the supermarket. So you can also serve that with your full Sunday dinner come Christmas dinner in the air fryer. And isn't that brilliant for the amount of choice you have there of what you can do with your actual air fryer? I think it's brilliant. And you know, you can mix and match. You can do more roast potatoes. My friend doesn't like parsnips, so you could quit the parsnips if you wanted to. You can just enjoy it and make it your own. And that's just a great example of how you can do it using the flex. And if I don't get the chance again, Merry Christmas from Sam and Dom. Have you checked out Air Fryer Easy Every Day yet? It's our brand new air fryer cookbook, following on from the success of the Complete Air Fryer Cookbook. It has over 140 everyday air fryer recipes for you to follow along with at home in your air fryer. Perfect for different types of air fryers too, as it covers the air fryer oven, basket and dual air fryers, as well as some fun recipes if you're cooking for one. So what are you waiting for? Go and order yourself a copy now and you will not be disappointed. It's from 12 years of air frying. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Pinterest, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course you can also find us on TikTok. But best of all, head over to recipethis.com/newsletter to join our weekly newsletter. And I'm Sam, and thanks again for watching.